off first. Pick them clean, boys. Let's go.
Better have your woman watch her mouth. It could end up worse than the other one.
Get all the supplies, weapons, food, everything. Hey, Eli! Eli! Get on those horses and hook up that wagon. What we can't carry, I want you to burn, hear me? Can't do this. We're 300 miles from civilization. We'll starve. All right, on the greener pastures, boys.
Oh, my God.
Get him under some sort of shelter and tend his wounds as best you can. Suppose they got all the medical supplies, too.
You don't seem to understand. We can't survive out here without supplies.
I understand very well, Mr. Butler. Emmett!
We took everything. Horses, food, guns. And perhaps it's well we've surveyed as much of this country as we have.
Sir? We only have one horse left, Emmett. You've crossed the Mackinac Trail before. Maybe you could get help.
Muletown, that's 300 miles.
The party will starve before I get there and back.
We got to try. There's no other way.
Yes, sir.
Want me to go get him? Oh, he ain't gonna make it. Even if he did, we can pick off any rescue expedition they send. We can always use the extra supplies. He's made it! Story's train. Got the supplies through all the way from Salt Lake. There he is. Story himself.
Could be that freighter we're looking for.
Come on.
The way these people act, I would say it has been some time since one was here. Our chances are good, Quest.
We'll march at the edge of town, Mr. Dooley. Keep a close eye until I take care of business.
Well, there won't be any sacking done until all those bull whackers have been paid. You can be sure of that.
Train that wintered up in Butterfield Valley?
The same, friend. And as you can see, we survived.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
I'm only a bullwhacker. Mr. Story, he's the boss of this outfit. He takes care of business and answers all questions. You catch him over at the saloon now, after he takes care of business.
Nelson Story, is it? Heard of me, have you?
I have, sir. And, what is it you're hauling?
Necessities, sir, for this thriving community. Bacon, flour, sugar, coffee, nails, picks, shovels. I have it all, sir.
Well, I'm prepared to do business, Mr. Story.
And I, providing your offer makes it worthwhile. And on the whole, I'd say you're, collectively, about the best group of bullwhackers a man could assemble. Individually, some of you have had a tendency to stray. For that, the Almighty will place it in his diary for recall on the day of judgment. And I, as promised before we left Salt Lake, will assess the appropriate fines.
For cussing? You're going to deduct from our wages for cussing now and then?
As promised, I have an obligation to send you back to Salt Lake, better man than I took. And you, Jake Struthers, have been the worst offender.
I earned my wages, Mr. Story, and I well expect to be paid.
Your fine is $25, Struthers. It will be donated to the church of your choice. The subject is closed.
Mr. Story?
Yes.
We're the Bodines. This is my brother, Morgan Two Persons. My name's Quint.
Bodine? You boys are turning into quite a legend. I've heard of you. I used to freight out of Fort Laramie. A captain by the name of Brent seemed to have the whole story about your Bodine Beckworth party. What is it I can do for you?
A miner that came through the Butterfield Valley told us men from your freight train spoke of contact with a small band of Cheyenne.
Yes, I remember them. Led by Iron Hawk, as I recall.
The miner said your men also talked about a golden-haired Indian girl, about 12 years old.
Pretty thing she was.
They called her White Antelope?
Come to think of it, I believe they did. I remember her smiling at me.
Mr. Story, that girl's our sister.
The one I talked with, Iron Hawk, he spoke about going to a hunting ground, Pono or Pino something.
Pono?
Yes, that's it.
Pono Creek.
As near as I could tell, they headed right into the Rockies.
You know where that is?
Yes, it is on the side of the mountains where the sun sets.
Well, that means we have to go all the way back around to Fort Laramie. That's going to take a couple of months at least.
No. There is a shorter trail. One that goes through the Badlands.
You know a shorter trail through the Badlands?
Yes. My people have used it for many years.
I would certainly like to find that route. I want to bring some beeves across.
That could be dangerous, Mr. Story. The trail also passes through Sioux hunting grounds.
I'm sure the Sioux would tolerate passing 900 beeves through. Now, what about it? Now, you're going that way to look for your sister, aren't you?
We're leaving tomorrow morning, but
I would certainly like to join you. It would save me a lot of looking. See, the problem is, it goes right through Sioux hunting ground. You know, I could drop off 20, maybe 30 head of breeding stock for the Indians on my way back through.
This man needs a doctor.
I'm inclined to agree with you. Come on, let me have this table, boys. Come on, get out of the way now. Move it! Move it! Give me a hand with that table, Morgan. Put it together. That's it. Easy, now put him on the table. Light. Give me some light, Morgan. What happened?
Found him laying on the road. Horse was dead. Him hurt badly. He keeps saying something about a whole party of people stranded somewhere.
Oh, it's white, man. Raiders.
You give me some water and some towels.
Leg's broke. God, you bad. God, let me tell you. Oh,
Easy, mister, easy. We'll listen to you.
I'm from the Sawyer Department. U.S. surveyors. Marking our paths. There's no food. They'll starve. Oh, like, if they don't get any help.
When did this happen?
Oh, my God. I've been horseback so long. What day is this?
Oh, it's August 12th.
27th of July.
That's 16, 17 days without any medical supplies or food.
They won't survive.
You know, they're up there on that route we talked about.
We do travel in the same direction.
I will lead your wagons, Mr. Story.
Good. We'll form a rescue party. 2 persons will be our guide. I want 2 wagons, 4 horses to each wagon. We'll travel faster. Now, provision 1 wagon to leave the other relatively empty to transport the survivors. I want it all organized by daybreak tomorrow.
Badlands. Not a good place to be stranded. There is no water at this time of year and very little game. How long do you figure it's going to take us to get there? With these wagons, 19, 20 days. It took that man 17 days.
That's counting the 2 or 3 days it took that miner to find him and get him to town. Can they last that long without food?
There are small animals, lizards and snakes, roots and leaves that can be eaten. But these people...
People can survive much longer than we realize. It'll all depend on their strength of will.
All set, Mr. Southers?
All set.
Mr. Dooley, Mr. Fontaine?
All set.
Roll them out.
How is he?
Burning with fever. I haven't even watered a cooler, Mr. Sawyer. His wound is festering.
I know. Have faith, Mrs. Williams. Better hunting. It'll be better, you'll see.
It won't be better. Promises. You've been making promises for over 2 weeks. Well, there's no more berries to be had out there. Last week, we ate a field rat. God, it's come to that. We ate a field rat and we're grateful for it.
Mr. Butler, you were instructed to join the hunting party. There'll be no food unless we all pull our weight.
I've been out every day. Don't you understand? There aren't even snakes out there. There's nothing.
I understand that we can't give up. We can't lose hope.
I don't have strength for anything. less hope. We're all gonna die out here.
I'll not have you putting that kind of fear into my people. Now do as you were asked.
About time to stop for something to eat, ain't it?
There'll be no stopping until we get to camp.
I didn't stand on here to starve along with Sawyer's people.
You're a miserable man, brother. You can eat out of hand, but there'll be no rest until we get to camp.
Sawyer's playing the running outfit I ever seen.
Sure likes the bellyache, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the worst bull whacker I ever traveled with.
Why do you keep him on?
He's also the best one I ever traveled with.
Have you checked your trap lines?
There's nothing. We checked them over and over again. There ain't gonna be nothing.
We're surveyors, not scouts. We're really helpless out here. Fire! Fire!
I saw a snake. I saw a snake, Sawyer. I saw it as plain as day.
Where?
It's over there. Come on. Come on, I'll show you where. Come on. Come on. I saw a snake. Come on.
I thought it was here somewhere. Are you sure it was real? Let's go back. What are we doing here? Over there! You're a stronger man, Williams. You'll have a better chance. Hold that stick steady, Williams.
Two-person. I've been feeding you, putting there 2 weeks now. Why is it you haven't complained yet?
Your food is good, George. There's nothing to complain about.
Yeah, I do cook good, don't I? Yeah, boy, I tell you. You're lucky, you know. While wagon trains, even the biggest don't even have a regular cook. I learned most of it from my mama.
How do you come to be tied up with Mr. Story?
Purity luck, that was. Why, I'd been droving with the herds for some 7 or 8 years. Got sores on my backside from sitting in a saddle day and night. Then one day I run into Mr. Story, and he needed another bull whacker. Well, that was it, and there I was. Traded in the saddle, and I picked up the whip. Found a home. Just took a while. Of course, now, it might take you a while, too. But I figure you ain't quitting to find your sister one day. That'll be it.
Yes, I think so, too.
Don't you go giving up. Because that's too easy to do. Just too easy.
First wagons I worked was around Santa Fe. They called it Mama Duke's Road Wagon. Had a 12-foot bed, carried about 1,000 pounds.
Sitting out here, staring at nothing.
You really want to see nothing? Go take a look in the mirror.
Ain't even funny. I'm tired of getting drunk out here all alone. I could use one of them bare-haired Cyprians they got down to Buell Town.
Oh, you ride 300 miles for her, huh?
Why don't we leave now? We could be there in a week or so.
We'll go. Just as soon as we're putting them wagons down there.
What do you say you and me have a drink of whiskey on that?
In the world did you come down that hill without any brakes?
We came down as slow as the law of gravity would allow. Then we prayed a lot.
Amen.
When do you plan on hitting that wagon train, Billy? Shorten its use when the time and the place is just right.
Come on, Billy, let's get to it. I ain't hankering for more sitting around here.
That rescue party's got one wagon loaded to the railings with supplies for them starving fools. Just one good haul, we're gonna be in green grass for a long time.
Raiders, isn't it?
They were here not more than 1 or maybe 2 days ago.
Why would they choose to burn a wagon?
They have no use for it.
He's gone. I'll need volunteers for a burial party.
We can't hardly stand. You want us to dig a grave.
You know something, Sawyer? I'm getting just a little sick and tired of your orders. You send us out there to trap, knowing full well there ain't nothing out there. You tend to him knowing he's gonna die. You even give him a full share of that snake we killed last week.
Stop it now. No. We're all starving. All we've had in 4 weeks is a field rat and a snake. Well, there's better things to do now.
Do you realize what you're saying, man?
We're all dying. We have to survive any way we can. Stop this kind of talk. You can die if you want to. I want to live. There's only one way. You're out of your mind. Maybe I am. But I don't see that we have any choice. Who's with me? Who wants to live? And have lost your sanity.
I can't take any more, Mr. Sawyer. We need help. I'm gonna try walking out.
You'll never make it.
I'll find help and bring it back.
You're committing suicide.
Suicide. It's better than living the way they plan to live.
Stop them?
No, I think if I tried to stop them now, they'd kill us.
May God in heaven save us.
Nothing at all.
Why, the man's theft. It was a $50 he used. Would anyone be having a dime?
A dime, is it? This I'll have to see. There you are, Mr. Fontaine. Now, would you like to venture a little wager?
Well, not in front of the boss man. See, if gambling was against his rules, I'd be willing to bet you $10 that I can do it.
If gambling wasn't against the rules, I'd take you up on it.
So be it.
So be it.
Come on, Fontaine.
Well done.
Well, now, Mr. Dooley.
I admit, that was a fair piece of whip-popping.
Oh, fair. Now, if betting wasn't against the rules, I'd be willing to double the wages and the stakes that I could take this here kerchief right out of your back pocket without even disturbing the flesh underneath.
Well, if it weren't, I'd take you up on it. But I want to see it done anyway. Me too.
Now, you're a real sport, Plymouth Dooley. A real sport.
Come on, get on with it. Yo!
How's that, Indian?
Listen! There'll be no next time for you, Batman.
Bury you as banded you. I'll get my kid.
The Lord says thou shalt not kill. Mr. Struthers should have heeded his warning. When your wound is dressed, Struthers, you will lie in one of the wagons. But if you try again in any way to stop this rescue mission, I'll kill you myself.
They're waiting for us up ahead, aren't they? Too many signs to say otherwise. Why don't they move, then? They outnumber us. I'm not sure. What do you think, Clinton? I'd say they're waiting for the safest time for themselves.
Stop staring at me. I'm not staring at you, Mr. Butler. I think you and Mr. Collins are staring at each other.
Waiting for the next of us to die, Mr. Sawyer?
Martha. Sawyer.
Martha?
It'll be enough.
Enough for what? You'll come around. You have to.
He hasn't been dead that long. Maybe 3 or 4 hours. U.S. government surveyor. He must have left the others.
And the Lord said, this indeed will I give thee, and I will also give thee peace.
Could have saved him. If only...
Let it go, Quentin. He apparently died trying to save the other 6. There are few better deaths.
cars.
They're waiting for us. Above the place where the trail is most narrow.
I hear him. Just a little bit closer.
Something's wrong. Fire!
Sorry, Charles.
Sorry. What for? I'm the one.
You loved this country, didn't you? The wild country.
In the beginning. Before.
You needed someone better. I thought it would be like a long picnic.
There's no one that... If we...
Martha and Charles Williams. Ira Butler and Lawrence Collins.
My name's Story. We have food and medical supplies.
Where's the wounded man? Where's the wounded man? These two men survived the only way they knew how.
Don't apologize for us. Don't you judge us either.
I am not judging you. Only you and your God can do that.
I thank you. And I wish you Godspeed finding your sister.
Same to you, Nelson, on your cattle drive.
Thank you again for helping to save us.
You're going back to Washington?
No. We talked it over this morning, and we're going back to Fort Leland and tell the government that we need additional men to complete the survey.
You are coming back?
That's right. Something we have to do. Something we want to do.
So long. Good luck. Fontaine?
Fontaine? Take care.